Miss Jessica here, and I hope you all brought your appetites because today we'll be tasting books. Our first up is our soup du jour, and that's Lucky Strike by Bobby Perron. Let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper into this book. And what I mean by that is we're going to go ahead and turn to the first chapter. And here it is. And we're just going to go ahead and start reading it a little bit. Now, usually chapters are pretty long, so I'm not going to sit here and read the whole chapter. And that's not really what you want to do when you're tasting a book anyway. You just want to read a little bit, just enough to get the introduction going for the characters, find out who they are, and also the setting, and maybe, part of the problem will show up as you're reading. That way you can get even a little bit more into what this book is about. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we'll stop and kind of discuss a little bit and see if we want to check this book out. So chapter 1. Anyone in Paradise Beach would tell you that if one of their 313 residents was going to be struck by lightning, struck out of the clear blue sky on his birthday, that person would be Nathaniel Harlow. But wasn't it Nate whose hound dog was snatched up by a tornado, doghouse and all, never to be seen again? And wasn't it Nate who never, ever in the history of his 11 years in God's green earth won a coin toss or found a prize in the bottom of his Cracker Jack box? Bad luck seemed to dog Nate Harrow's heels like his long-lost hound. Scrawnier than most, hunch-shouldered against the bad luck that had rained down upon him, that boy was pure unlucky. Nate awoke that spring morning of his 11th birthday with an unaccountably light and fluttery feeling in his chest. He lay beneath his covers and listened. He heard his grandpa snoring on the couch in the living room of their tiny trailer. He heard the mockingbird singing its heart out in the magnolia tree outside his bedroom window. He heard the hum of the refrigerator and the steady thump, thump, thump in his chest. He did not hear anything that might account for the tiny flicker of hope fluttering like a moth in his heart. "But it is my 11th birthday," Nate declared to the mockingbird. "It's the 11th of April, on my 11th birthday. That must mean something." Nate did 3 things every morning after listening to the mockingbird. First, he slipped his lucky rabbit's foot from beneath his pillow. His grandpa had given it to him on his 5th birthday, not long after Nate came to live with him. The foot, which had once been blue as the sky and covered with fur, was now brown and nearly rubbed bald. Next, he touched the photo of his mother and father on his nightstand and said, "Good morning. I still miss you." When Nate was 4, his parents, who'd never, ever drunk a drop of alcohol, were struck head-on by a drunk driver and killed. That was the first time Nathaniel Harlow would learn that life can change in a flash. And lastly, Nate slipped the camera his grandpa had given him for his 9th birthday into his pocket. Was the unluckiest boy in Paradise Beach a budding photographer headed for fame and glory? Not exactly. Nate took pictures, lots of pictures, but of only one thing: single shoes mysteriously separated from their mates. One flip-flop in the middle of State Road 102. A work boot lying lonely and forlorn on the side of Highway 98. A tennis shoe, just once, washed up underneath Henderson Pier. He used to pick up these orphan shoes and bring them home with the hope that, somehow, the lucky day would come when he would miraculously find the long-lost shoe, reuniting the pair. That is, until their little trailer was overflowing with shoes. Nate pulled on his shorts and padded into the living room. His grandpa sighed and snored in sleep. He started a pot of coffee on the stove for Grandpa and fixed toast and a glass of milk for himself. The light, fluttery feeling in his chest held firm enough, though the milk had soured and the toaster burnt his toast. Again. After all, wasn't it good luck that his birthday, his 11th birthday, fell on a Saturday for the first time ever? And wasn't it good luck that his grandpa didn't have any fishing trips booked on his deep-sea fishing boat, the Sweet Jody, and had promised to take Nate and his best and only friend, Genesis Beam, to play goofy golf? Maybe my luck is changing, he told Jen the night before. My birthday has practically never, ever been on a Saturday, and it's my 11th birthday on the 11th day of the month. It's just the law of probability, Jen had said as the first firefly of the evening winked on and off. Genesis Beam did not believe in good luck or bad luck. She believed in the law of probability and answered to the higher power of logic. Yeah, but Grandpa doesn't have any fishing trips booked either, Nate pointed out. No one has had a Saturday fishing trip booked in a month of Sundays. You know that. It was true. A run of bad luck had left the charter boats and their crews high and dry. With an average of 52 Saturdays in a year, and your being alive 11 years, that's 572 Saturdays. Your odds of having a birthday fall on a Saturday are guaranteed. But it's odds, Nathaniel, not luck, just like everything else. Here, I'll prove it. So we're going to go ahead and stop there. So that gave us a pretty good introduction to about 3 of our characters. We met Nathaniel, and that gave us a little bit of info about who he is and kind of what he's dealing with a little bit. We met his friend, Jen, and we kind of found out a little bit about how she doesn't believe in luck, doesn't believe in good luck, doesn't believe in bad luck. She's more on real life, in the real world, and kind of like science. She needs that proof. And then we met a little bit of Grandpa. He's still sleeping, but we know that he takes care of Nathaniel. And we know that it's his birthday, and we know that he really, really badly wants some good luck. So what do you guys think? Do you think that was enough to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to come down and check out this book and find out what happens next? Find out if Nate gets good luck? Find out what that lightning strike does and all that luck that he's going to get? And then find out what's going to happen between him and his friend and everybody else when he gets that good luck. Maybe he'll get bad luck again. Who knows? So if you like this book, come to the library and check it out. If you need help, we'll show you where it is. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our main dish, and that's the Big Dark. Now I will say, this is one of my favorites here. I read this probably a year or 2 ago, and I couldn't put it down. That's how good it was. So, and turn to the first chapter. And let's see, we actually have like a little preview. And sometimes chapter books have that. They give you like a little synopsis, little preview of what's in store. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that and let you guys enjoy that part. So we're going to go to chapter 1. It's called The Night That Changed Everything. And again, we're just going to read a little bit because Sometimes these chapters are pretty big, but I think we're lucky. It looks like it's only 2 pages. So let's go ahead and read those 2 pages and find out what happens in chapter 1. The night that changed everything. Where were you when the lights went out? I was in Harmony, New Hampshire, on a night so cold you could sneeze icicles. Ooh, we've had some cold nights here, haven't we? We got a lot of snow the other day, so yeah. Watching the aurora borealis break dance across the Milky Way. It was New Year's Eve, of course. We all remember that, those of us who survived. Most of the folks in Harmony, population 857 at the time, were out on a snowy baseball field in the night shadows of the White Mountains, watching the sky go nuts. Me and my mom and my sister and most of my friends, we all saw it. Our science teacher, Mr. Mangano, had set up his telescope, but really you didn't need a telescope. All you needed to do was open your eyes and look up. My name is Charlie Cobb. Everybody has their own story about the event, or the pulse, or whatever you want to call it. Must be, 7 billion stories? This is mine. What happened when the big dark came to our little town, and what King Man did in the crazy cold, and the long trek down the mountain, all of it. Like everybody else that night, we thought we knew what to expect. The so-called northern lights would be visible as far south as Cuba on account of a wicked big sunstorm. Something about the solar wind hitting Earth's atmosphere and putting on a light show. Mr. Mangano explained how it was a stream of hot gases belched out by the sun, and something about charged particles, whatever they are. All we really needed to know, me and my friends, was that we had a great excuse to be out late on New Year's Eve. Outside in the dark of night, and not having to watch the stupid ball drop on boring old TV while they droned on about the cute, sad things that happened over the past year. Except it wasn't dark that night. Me and my best friend Gronk, we planned to set off some cherry bombs at midnight. But the sky was so bright, his mom caught us before we had the chance to take off our mittens. It was so bright there were shadows on the snow, like in the daytime. It was so bright, it almost hurt to watch. Except you could not watch because you might miss something spectacular. When I think about it now, looking back, it was like super spooky. But at the time, we thought it was really cool. People were oohing and eyeing like a real fireworks. Oh, did you see that one? And wow, that was amazing. And it was amazing. There were shimmers of green and shivering purple and weird little flashes of red along the horizon, and colors no one could quite describe because we'd never seen anything like it. Imagine a lightning bolt hitting a box of crayons and turning it into colored steam, like that. Electric colors rippling and pulsing as if they were alive. Colors so insane you almost forgot how cold it was, or maybe the cold made it more intense somehow. Like I said, most of the folks in Harmony were out on the baseball field that night, watching the light show and trying to keep warm. Moms and dads and little kids in puffy snowsuits. Some of the cars and SUVs had been left running so the owners could duck in and get a blast from the heaters. Everybody seemed happy to be there, witnessing something strange and beautiful. When it got to be 10 minutes to midnight, somebody started shouting out a countdown, and we all joined in. 10 minutes to the new year, 9 minutes to the new year, like that. We got into 7 minutes or so when it happened. A flash. Okay, more than one flash. Way more. A burst of light that filled the entire sky and whited out the stars, like the universe was trying to take a picture of planet Earth. I heard Mr. Mangoni shout, "Close your eyes!" But it was too late, and for a couple of awful seconds, it was like I'd gone blind. But I wasn't blind at all. The lights had gone out. The lights from the sky, the pulsing northern lights, they were gone. And the red tail lights and the soft dashboard lights from the cars and SUVs, and the lights from house and building in every harmony all suddenly switched off. It happened so fast that everybody gasped in surprise. And then some little kid started crying, and we could all hear his mother saying not to worry. It was just a blackout, a power failure like happened during the last snowstorm. They'll fix it soon, she promised. Just then, someone tugged on my sleeve. My sister Rebecca, also known as Becca, or sometimes the Beckster. She's not quite a year younger than me, but we're both in the same grade, because Becca is wicked smart. I mean, scary smart sometimes. Like, she could figure out what I'm thinking, or let me know what she's thinking without having to say so. It was too dark for me to see her face, but I could tell she was worried. "Charlie," she said in her husky voice, "my flashlight doesn't work. Something is wrong." Boy, was she right about it. Well, if I can say so, that's the way you start a book. That was a great chapter, I think. What do you guys think? It dove right in there, lots of descriptions, and boom, right there was our very disaster. No electricity, and how it happened. It was really good. What do you guys think about coming in and getting this book? I hope you guys say yes, and you're coming, because I really do truly believe you'll enjoy this, especially if you like natural disasters and adventures and how to fix these gripping tales like this. So if you guys want to read this book today, it's called The Big Dark, and we do have it in the library. So find one of us if you need help, and we'll see you soon. Happy reading, guys. Bye. Stay tuned next week, where we'll be tasting My Teacher Flunked the Planet by Bruce Corville and Stella by Starlight. And that's written by Sharon M. Draper. See you guys next week. Bye.